Hi guys, I just wanted to pop in. I know I haven't been on in a couple of days and it's just been so hectic. I tried to do a video for all of you yesterday morning. I went to my mom's to visit. I met two of my aunts for lunch and then we went up to visit my mom for a couple hours and then I came back and I wanted to get a video done yesterday morning. I sat down, I started it, I pulled cards, but I just did not have the time and I didn't feel right about the read. And I scratched it and I'm gonna have to go back to it again. But today, I so apologize to everybody who has reached out for a private reading in the past week. I finally sat down the night before yesterday or the night before last, and I opened up my email for the first time in about a week and I responded to all of the inquiries. So today and tomorrow is going to be nothing but private reads. However, I do want to see if I can sneak in a video tonight as well. I am really wanting to pull on the Idaho murders. And I'm sure most of you are aware of that situation or that case. Horrible, absolutely horrible. We've got, 4 victims: Kaylee, Madison, Zana, and Ethan. We know that, I don't know if it's Zana or Xana, but we know that Xana and Ethan were boyfriend and girlfriend, that Ethan does not live in that home. He was spending the night with Xana. Kaylee and Madison are caught on video footage earlier in the night at this food truck. They had went to the club or to the bar or something and they were getting food and then they went home apparently. And then Xana and Ethan were at another party separate from Madison and Kaylee, and they all kind of got home around the same time. And they were murdered later that morning. So awful case. And it really bothers me because all 3 of my boys are in that age range. My youngest is 20, then I have a 25-year-old and a 27-year-old. So I'm just, it really does. I don't know what to say. It's just awful when it happens, when it shouldn't happen. It's awful. It's just awful. So I feel bad for the parents. I don't even know what to say because I don't want to make it sound like, this is worse than any other tragedy, because it's not. My heart goes out to all the families, but it just, I don't know, there's something about this case. So I wanted to do a reading on that, but I wanted to talk about Hoodie Guy because that's another reason why I felt like I needed to restart this reading, because I need to put my bias aside for Hoodie Guy and try to do this reading a little bit more objectively, because I know that, authorities have come out and pretty much cleared Hoodie Guy. And it sounds like it's being put out that Hoodie Guy was with Kaylee and Madison that night. And, he was just kind of like their, I don't know if, you would go so far as to say he was acting as their chaperone, trying to make sure that they got home safely, just keeping an eye out. But you get this impression that they were a group. Okay, they were a small group. I don't get that impression when I watch that video. I have watched that video probably about, 3 or 4 times now. And I do not feel like Kaylee and Madison were even anywhere aware of Hoodie Guy being around them. I do not think that he was part of their little group that night. I don't think he was with them. I don't think he was a party. So somebody else made a comment that that it looked like they tried to ditch Hoodie Guy. So you can see Kaylee and Madison, and they're they're standing there at the food truck, and when they get their food, their ride shows up, and then they split. And I believe I've heard some people say things like, well, they obviously wanted to ditch Hoodie Guy, because they just hurried up and ran off, and Hoodie Guy is standing there like, what happened? Where'd they go? And then you see him turn around and walk off. Okay, I don't believe that they ditched him. I don't believe that they ditched him. I don't think that he was part of their group to ditch them. I feel like it was just Kaylee and Madison, that they were, just out by themselves, and they were waiting for their food, and they got their food, and their ride showed up, and they left. And I think that because Hoodie Guy was probably telling people around him that he was there watching them to make sure that they were going to get home safe, he had to play it off when they left. Like, oh my God, they just ditched me. Look at that. Wow, what the, so that is my impression. That's how I feel about him. He really gives me the creeps. There's something about Hoodie Guy that I don't like. I just don't feel like he was part of their group that night. I don't think that they were with him. I think that he was keeping a safe distance, and he was observing them and watching them and basically stalking them the entire night. And he's playing it off to other people that he was with them, and he's just trying to make sure that they're safe. Well, isn't it ironic that the one night that this person was supposed to be making sure that they were safe, they end up going home and getting murdered? So there's something about Hoodie Guy that I have a horrible feeling about. But here's the thing, he's been cleared, I guess. Sounds like he's been cleared. So there we go, right? That's my dilemma on this case. Unless maybe he hasn't been cleared, I don't know. Police can lie to us. They can tell us whatever they want. It's hard to know really for sure, but to me there's something off about Hoodie Guy. I don't like, the feeling that I get with Hoodie Guy is that I am watching a horror movie. I'm watching the beginnings of a horror movie. And then somebody came out recently, I don't know if it was somebody that worked at the club or if it was somebody that was in that group, maybe, I don't know, but I believe it was a male. I don't know if it was an interview or if it was a statement, but this person came out and basically said that he had met Hoodie Guy that night, that he had talked to him. He seemed like a really stand-up guy. He got nothing but good vibes from Hoodie Guy. He was just there watching over the girls. The girls were, completely drunk and were, bothering people that were standing around the grub truck and didn't pay for their food. And I think he even referred to them as gross. Now, I watched that video and I pick up something completely different. Do they look like they had been drinking? Yes. Do they look like they were absolutely blackout drunk? No, not at all. Not at all. They look like regular, I've been out at the bar, I've had a few drinks, now I'm hungry and I'm ready to go home and smash and I want to go to bed. That's what I see. I don't see anything that is like, whoa, look at those two girls over there standing. They are really messed up. Not at all. So I'm wondering why this person is taking this stance of trying to make it sound like these girls were extra drunk and that Hoodie Guy was just this good old fashioned guy that was just there to make sure that they were okay. There's something off about there's something off about the food truck footage, and I don't know what it is. There's something off about it. So my insides are saying something's going on with Hoodie Guy, regardless of whether or not he's been cleared or not. I don't know, but there's something going on with Hoodie Guy that isn't right. So I start pulling the cards, and I have that in the back of my mind. The first card that came out was the Ten of Wands reversed. So immediately I thought, okay, this is something that was built up. Okay, this person had been having an issue with one or more of these victims, most likely one. And this was like a snap, okay? This was a buildup, and it was not a healthy buildup because it was reversed. So this is an unhealthy buildup, and this person just at this particular moment, for whatever reason, went off the deep end and snapped. So that's how I'm taking that card. Now, what threw me, well, before I go there, This person came out as the King of Swords. That makes sense, and I took that sword literally as the weapon. Okay, that sword to me represented that knife. So the minute I start a reading and I know that something symbolizes that for that reading, I know I'm going to look at the swords at that point on throughout the reading as that weapon. Okay, so he came out as the King of Swords. Also, though, when I seen the king, I immediately thought, okay, this doesn't make me feel like we're talking about Hoodie Guy. I don't feel like the Hoodie Guy would come out as the King of Swords. I would expect him to come out maybe as the Knight of Swords. But it could be a little bit of his own mental where he thinks that he is, you know, he could have a, you know, this could be an egotistical person, right? So that could be a possibility as well. But it just didn't, there was something with that King of Swords and Hoodie Guy that didn't match up for me, okay? So I kept pulling, and what came out next was what really threw me. I pulled the Four of Wands upright, the Three of Cups reversed, the Devil card, I'm trying to think of the other one, the Six of Pentacles upright. What's the other one? The Seven of Swords reversed. And there was something else too. I can't think of it right now, but immediately when I seen that Four of Wands, there was a couple. If you guys are familiar with the cards, you know on the Four of Wands, there's usually four wands that are kind of looking like maybe like a tent type style, and there's a building in the background, and sometimes it looks like, you know, it could be a church, and it, you know, it represents happiness and celebration and getting together. And with the couple though, with the couple standing in front of the church, I immediately verbally came out and said, this is Xana and Ethan. This is Xana and Ethan. And I thought to myself, why are they coming out? Why are they the first two to come out in this read? Because we're all on one hand thinking that this has something to do with either Madison or Kaylee, right? We're just kind of like completely dismissing Xana and Ethan as, you know, either seeing something and potentially being witnesses, or, you know, maybe, you know, they tried to fight the intruder, and, you know, just we're kind of there at the wrong time, wrong place type of thing, right? But then after seeing that card come out, I thought, okay, is there more to Xana and Ethan than we're considering? And in particularly Xana. She came out as the more prominent one, because when I pulled a card on her and Ethan, he came out as the Queen of Cups, and Xana came out as the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune trumps the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the focus was more for me on Xana. And then I started looking at that Three of Cups, and I thought, okay, the Three of Cups was reversed. So that would represent the party that they were at that night. Okay, Xana and Ethan were at their own party, and, you know, perhaps something went wrong. Oh, the Chariot. The Chariot was another one that came out. So I thought, okay. So I know that Xana and Ethan received a ride home from that party that they attended. That person, I believe, has also been cleared. But there's something going on, I felt like, with this particular read. There was something that went on at this party that Xana and Ethan attended that is possibly significant to maybe what happened. All right. And so imagine my confusion at this point, because I'm sitting here thinking Hoodie Guy. I'm not getting a good vibe on Hoodie Guy, but the primary person that came out in this read for me was Xana. So that threw me, okay? It needed more time to go in deeper to the read, but I didn't have the time because I was leaving. And so with everything that was coming out, I was like, okay, I you know, I'm gonna have to wait and re-pull. and take my bias out about Hoodie Guy and just start with a clean slate. So then, now let's look at the devil. So we know that that's unhealthy attachments, right? And then we have this exchange. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Was there something there that what is that? You know, is it a purchase? Is it I don't know, right? There's something here that's bugging me with that Four of Wands couple. We only have one couple in this dynamic, right? We only have one couple that was there that night, and that is Xana and Ethan. And so that is why I'm kind of focused in on Xana and Ethan. Now, we know that Kaylee and Madison had, you know, boyfriends, but they weren't there that night. All right. So a couple is important here. There's something with the couple, and in particularly Xana. What else came out? The Three of Swords came out reversed. The Seven of Swords came out. The Five of Swords came out. And the Five of Wands came out. So the Five of Wands to me represents that struggle that happened between the person that's responsible and, to me, Ethan. Okay, so at this point the reading had kind of geared towards Xana and Ethan, which completely, like I said, threw me. Didn't expect that. To me, that was that struggle. And the card that I was using was the Arcanum deck. And the Five of Wands for the Arcanum deck is two men on either side of the card, and they're pulling like a rope, and then we have the wands in between. So it's like a tug of war, okay? They were going back and forth. So I thought, okay, that makes sense. That would be Ethan. You know, this would be a male to male. I do feel like it is a male. So this is a male to male struggle. You know, he was definitely trying to, you know, fend this guy off, okay? So that made sense. But there's some deception here going on. I mean, we know that there's deception, right? That's just the way it is. But there's something deeper here that's going on that's deceptive, and I don't know what it is exactly, because we have the Seven of Swords reversed. So the Seven of Swords to me is like, okay, I don't know yet if this deception is within the group, you know, between maybe Xana and Ethan, or, you know, maybe other party goers that attended the same party as those two that are reporting things to the police that are not true, maybe. I don't know. There's you know, there's something there going on. I didn't get a chance to pull enough cards to really kind of put the pieces together. And then we have the Chariot, so that immediately made me think of the ride home, which is why I mentioned the fact that the driver that took Xana and Ethan home apparently has been cleared. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there, guys, because I am just itching to pull on this case again. Like I said, I'm here at Walgreens. I'm picking up my prescriptions, and I am going to go home, and I am immediately starting. It is, what time is it? I think it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, early afternoon. And I'm going to go home, and I need to start these private reads. And I'm going to kind of evaluate the time. I'm hoping to get another reading in on this case, because I am just itching to get deeper into it. Like I said, I am very torn between Hoodie Guy giving me the absolute utter creeps, and going from that to Xana and Ethan being at the forefront of this. I need to do another reading. I have to. So tell me what you guys think. How do you feel about Hoodie Guy? Do you think that he was really with Kaylee and Madison? Because I don't think that he was really with Kaylee and Madison. I think that they were just by themselves, having a good time, doing their thing, and he was just kind of stalking them at a distance. At a safe distance to where he could keep an eye on them and maybe even pick up and hear some of the things that they were saying, but maybe not so close as to, you know, freak them out. So that's my belief on Hoodie Guy. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, is there more to Xana and Ethan? Is there something that has happened in their life that would shed some light on this? Are we looking at Madison or Kaylee and perhaps missing something with Xana and Ethan that, you know, could completely put us in a different direction? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments, and I will hopefully get this reading up tonight. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. See you later.